Hi everybody, we're live here at Wolf Driver News, and this is Barbara Kurtman, and I hope you can see me and hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Welcome to my show. This is Barbara Kurtman. Hello. So like I said, let me know if you can hear me, since I don't see any chats just now. So I'd like to welcome you to my call today at Wolf Driver News. And stay on till the end of the call because I have some exciting news that I'd like to share with you. So I have a surprise. So I'm Barbara Kurtman, like I said, and I'm an animal communicator, and I'm all the way in Europe. And I also want to say that if I don't see your chats, thank you, Wolf Driver. Sometimes if I don't see the chats, it's because I'm either reading my notes or like I'll miss them, so I'll answer them afterwards. And or within the next 24 hours. So if you have any questions that you're going to ask me, hello Kimberly Schilling, hello, nice to have you. So just in case I don't answer anything for you, it's because I missed it or I didn't see it or somehow it didn't pop up on the news feed. So I'll definitely answer them. So today I'm talking about what is animal communication and a little bit about filter. Hi Kemal Marilia. Sorry that it's a little hard to pronounce your name for me. I apologize for that. I do want to say before I get started is that Amy Hobus had asked me a question last week and I answered it for you. You asked how you can, who has a bad case, your dog has a bad case of separation anxiety. And so, a lot of good releasing exercises and relaxation on your part is really good, and that helps a lot with your pets. And I did leave a message for you in the chat, so I'll be glad to talk to you more if you'd like. So hi Stephanie, hi Kimberly, hi Bart Lomies, hi Melissa Cox, nice to have you. So I'm talking about what is animal communication. So I'm an animal communicator, and I communicate with the animals, and we all can communicate with the animals. It's not just me. This isn't particular just to me to communicate with the animals. We all communicate with animals. We all can, and a lot of people think they can't. So today I'm talking about how do we communicate with animals, and why is it so important to understand them? What are the benefits do I have by understanding my pets? I spoke about that last week. And then filters, and I will explain that later on. Hi, Brandy. I'm reading that. What can you do for a dog with skin problems? Okay, so I have to look closer at that and see why the reason they have skin problems, because it could be that they have skin problems because they're allergic to something. It could be that if they're itching because of something that they took. It could be if they have skin problems, it could be that sometimes itching means they want to run away. It just depends on what the skin problems are, yeah? I have to look, when I'm with you, I can look much closer at it. Remember to stay on the call because I have a surprise today. So I'm also eventually going to talk about how I got started in animal communication. So what is animal communication? It's connecting with our furry friends. It's hearing their messages, understanding their messages. It's about being in tune and in sync with their energy. It's a telepathic communication between our furry friends and ourselves. So our furry friends send us messages. And I spoke a little bit about this the other day if you were on the call. But I'll explain it some more today. So I personally receive messages, pictures, and by the way, I speak a lot with my hands. I'm not Italian, but I love the Italians, so I speak a lot with my hands. I have a lot of energy, so I speak a lot with them. Use them as my way of speaking. So, as I said, I receive pictures, images, visions, words, thoughts, feeling. I hear the pets. And I'm repeating myself, but I usually receive in the form of thoughts, ideas, words, images, sensations in the body, sounds in the mind, emotions, or a sudden knowingness. And it's possible to have a sensory experience telepathically. Hi, Marianne Campanelli. That sounds like a very Italian name. Nice to have you. Welcome. So as in my case, I receive sounds, visions, pick up thoughts and sensations. And I hear, for example, their voices, their tones of voice. Like sometimes I'll be channeling an animal and I'll hear like if they're like loud or bossy or like quiet. Hi, Joshua Miller. Nice to have you. Welcome. Remember to stay on till the end of the call because I have a surprise, everybody, okay? So when I was saying I hear sounds, I hear like their tones, like if they're quiet or they're mad or they're sad or what's going on with them. And sometimes it can be a very deep voice. It can be a very calm voice. It just depends how they really are. So they really do send me their tones and their voices. So I hear if they're mad or they're bossy or they're happy and so forth. And I hear, like I said, the volume. But it's different for me every time. And the reason why I never know what I'm going to pick up is because you are all unique. Every one of you are so unique and so special. And so when you have a pet, when you have a dog, when you have your dog, your dog is so particular and special to you and your heart and the way you are. And I'll talk about reflections sometime, not on this call because I'm talking really about animal communication, there's so much about it that you can learn, that it's so incredible when you connect with your pets. And I get very emotional with it because when you connect, it's amazing, yeah, and everyone can do it. How are you special? Because you are all unique. Every one of you are unique. You have special talents. You have special personalities. You have special ways. Every one of you is special for who you are. And your animals reflect that. Hi, Kimberly. Let me see what you're saying. Angel, my husky howled, I love you. She likes your voice. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, that's adorable. Thank you for that. That's really sweet. Oh, hi, Pam Latin. Oh, I'm glad this is amazing for you. I'm so happy. So as I was saying, so every one of you are special, and your animals reflect that, and they'll show you parts of yourself. And so, well, I'll get into that. What I was just going to say, I'll get into. So the same two people could probably ask a similar question, but that answer will probably be different because every situation is unique to you. And I don't know what your pets are going to tell me that connects to you and only to you. So it's a connection between you and your pet. And that's a very unique and special connection that only you have, yeah? And your pet chooses you. Believe it or not, animals choose us. So let's see what Brandy's saying. Is that our dogs relate to us and are more like their owners? Yes, Brandy. Yes, they relate to you and they're a reflection of you and how you are. And each animal, each pet that you have and each dog that you have will reflect something in you, will be a part of you. And we're so expansive. We're amazingly intricate and expansive. I mean, we think alone like 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. So there's so much about us. And each one of you has so many talents, raw talents that you came to the earth with. So whatever you're thinking, your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors, which I got into last time, will reflect in your pets, and they'll pick that up and they'll act accordingly. So, Shoshana. That's a beautiful name, Pam. That's a beautiful name. That's sweet, Brandy. I'm glad you guys are interacting with me because it's really nice to do this call and interact with you. So, hi, Cora Wilson. My wolf Malmut Shallow loves to stare into your eyes. Stare into my eyes? Really? Into my eyes right now? Or into your eyes, you mean? Must be into your eyes. So, that's interesting. That's very interesting. So, your dog is like really feeling into your thoughts and looking at you and reading your thoughts, because animals are extremely intuitive because they really live out their innate ability. They're really intuitive. Your eyes, that is so interesting. So your dog is really reading your thoughts and really looking into you and feeling into you and letting you know that, that your dog is being in tune with you and in rapport with you. Hi, Betsy Hiffner. I have 2 golden. Stuke is 9 and Rosebud is almost 3. How cute. Oh, adorable. How sweet. Okay, so thank you for interacting. I really appreciate it. So, like I said, the same 2 people could probably ask a similar question, but the answer will be unique to you. So, because every situation is unique and the pets are going to tell me something different. So when people ask me on a show, how can I do this or that, I may not have an answer right away because I have to key into your unique situation, and I need time for that. So their lives, and this is really serious for me, their lives mean so much to me and I don't take that with a grain of salt, because I take their lives connected to your life very seriously. And I don't take the furry friend's life for granted. So if I really wanted to be professional, I have to take the time, and I have to take the time to key into your dog for me to give you a real proper answer about your situation. I hope you guys understand that, and I'm going to explain that. So I'm being honest. So it's like, let me give an example. Like you go to the doctor and you have a pain and you say, "Doctor, this is what's going on with me." Uh-oh. And this is what's going on with me. And the doctor says, "Okay, I'm going to send you for an x-ray. I'm going to send you for a blood test." The doctor never says, "Okay, because you have this is wrong with you, and so this is what you have to do right away." They don't always do that. They always say, "Well, let's get a blood test. Let's send you on an x-ray." When they paw, so Brandy's asking a question. When they paw at you when you're sad, what does that mean? So, okay, it could mean, Brandy, that, and most of the time it does, in this case, yeah, most of the time they're trying to let you know that they feel your sadness. And animals love to take away your sadness. A lot of people don't have a hard time understanding. Sometimes they give their lives up for you, for understanding you, and for being here for you. They want to take away your sadness. So your dog is letting you know, hey, I'm here for you. If you need anything, I'll give you comfort. As you know, your dog gives you comfort like no other, right? And as you know that, Brandy, right? And your dog wants to be here for you and say, hey, don't be sad. Be happy. I'm here, and I love you, and I'll always be here for you, and I'll always be by your side. Don't they say dogs are your best friend? So I hope that is a good answer for you, and I hope that makes sense, because usually that's how it is. Oh, yeah, and especially rescues, they're usually very, very grateful, and they show you that in 1,000 different ways. Usually rescues are like that. It's amazing. So I was telling you guys that I don't take the furry friends for granted, yeah? So I really want to be professional and have to key into your dog for me to really give you a proper answer. So like I was saying about the doctor, right? Like that the doctor doesn't say right away with every situation, "Oh, well, you described this to me, that means that." Or how can he or she do that? Thank you, Joshua, for sharing. So Joshua Miller was saying, I have a 10-year-old red and blue chow mix named Harley. That's a cute name. So it's the same here in animal communication. Like, if someone comes to me with their particular situation, I need to key in, and usually what happens is I get very silent. I take my time to relax and hear, see, or feel the messages of your dog and what your dog is sending me. And that takes for me really quiet time without any distraction. That is how I do it. I take it really, really seriously. And like I said, your pets' lives mean everything to me. Oh, you're welcome, Joshua. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So I'll tell you why I take this really seriously. And the reason why, and I'm going to get emotional here, is because I had a medically dead cat that I mentioned on my last show on Tuesday. And her life depended totally on me switching my attitude and what she had to teach me. And without me finally relaxing and taking the time to relax, to talk with her, without me calming down, working on myself, without me deciding to get really quiet and hear and learn the messages she was sending to me, and without me really, I had to work a lot on myself at the time. I had to change my attitude. I had to learn, what is she trying to express to me? What is this about? And it was really, really hard. And I didn't have a chance. She was 11 days just laying there, and I didn't have a chance for her to live without changing my attitude, without learning what were the messages she was trying to send me. And it was a life and death situation, because the vet said to me, it's over. There's nothing more we can do. And if I didn't listen and get really quiet and listen to her and get down hands and knees, and I mean quiet. I mean as quiet as a pin drops. And that's how quiet you have to get in order, if you really want to hear the animals, if you really want to hear your dogs and your pets. And she put her life on the line so that I could learn this lesson, which was a really hard lesson for me, because she just laid there 11 days. And I'm expressing this to you so you understand about animal communication and how serious I take this when I'm reading your pets. And so when I finally changed my attitude, when I finally learned the message, like my girlfriend said, you've got to choose life. You're not choosing life. And I didn't and I said, what, am I dead? And she said, yeah, you're dead. You're not living. And I said, well, I'm so sad. And she said, your cat will transform when you choose life. And I swear to all of you, the minute, after 11 days her laying there, the minute I said, okay, I choose life, that's when she got up. And she got up for the first time in 11 days. And she lived 10 more years. And every time, I swear to God, every time the vets wrote her off, I said, not my cat. Not my cat. She's going to live. So I'm reading what Cora says. Cora Wilson, my little fox terror sits on the windowsill and looks out for me to come home. Oh, that's so cute. Yes, Brandy, we can cause problems in our pets. We are a big mirror of our pets. Yes, we can. If our energy, if we're not in tune with ourselves, if we're not in sync, if we're not relaxed, yes, because they take on a lot of what we're going through. They really take it on. So, and I'd like to talk about that on the next show, about reflection. So come on the next show, because I'll get more into that. So I was telling you that, so like what happened with my cat, I had to dig down really deep inside me and decide on life for her. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able, she wouldn't have lived. So I will get more on how I communicate with pets and dogs, because I want you to know how serious I take it, keying into your pets, and how it's not a 2-minute cure answer. But by me really listening and hearing what my cat said, like I said, she changed her life. And it's vital for me when I key into your dogs. It's vital for me, because that's why I told the story of my cat. It's vital for me. I take it seriously. I take it that serious because I had this medically dead situation. And because I know that I didn't have a choice at the time. It was either I switched my attitude and changed, or she wouldn't have lived. So I take it really seriously. I take your life seriously. I take your pet's life seriously. And it means a lot to me. And yeah, and it's amazing. I mean, I have other amazing stories too. So getting back to animal communication, as I mentioned, it's a telepathic communication. Let me just see what Brandy's saying. Like Brandy said, can we cause problems? I read that. Okay. Kimberly, I just missed that. I'm sorry. I will read it afterwards. I'm sorry. There was more in the news feed. I'm sorry. You're welcome, Brandy. Cora, why does my dog not let me wash the dishes when I'm washing up? She demands to be picked up. So I put her in my pram, then she lets me wash up. Yeah, because it sounds like she demands your attention. It sounds like she wants your attention and doesn't want you to wash up. And it sounds like that disturbs her, and that takes away your time together. I hope that helps you, that little bit of an answer. And see if that feels right for you. Let me say something else to all of you. When somebody's keying into your pets, yeah, or somebody's telling you about your life, you have to always check in yourself if that feels right or not, yeah? Because See, here's the thing, and this is why I teach animal communication, that people key into their own situations, because you can really key in yourself and ask, is this true for me? Does this feel right? And if it doesn't feel right, then whatever I say or anybody else says, you don't have to take it on. You could say, it doesn't feel right for me. No, I'm going to see what feels right. I'm going to ask my dog, why do you always do that? You can actually ask your dog, and that's what I like to teach. I love to teach people how they can actually ask their pets. That's why I do animal communication. So I hope that helps you, and I hope that gives you a little bit of an answer. Like I said, at the end of this call, I have a surprise for all of you, so stay on. So, okay, so as I mentioned, it's a telepathic communication between you and the furry friends, and there are different ways of connecting with them. And I had mentioned that I connect through hearing, which is auditive, which is really interesting for me because I didn't think that I was auditive. I didn't realize, because I'm very kinesthetic, and kinesthetic is like feeling things. Like when you go into a store, you feel clothes. If you're kinesthetic, that's one of the ways. And you talk a lot with like, I feel this, I feel the warmth. Or like if you're walking on a beach, you'd go, I'm walking, I feel the warmth beneath my feet. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is because that is the way that you, if you know how you connect yourself or what you do, then that's a way, that's your channel to connecting to your pets. Oh, that's so sweet, Brandy. That's adorable. Brandy said my dog picked her own treat today. So I didn't realize I was auditive because I know I'm more kinesthetic, right? Because I've done a test on it, and I know I'm more kinesthetic. But then I realized I was reading about it recently, which is very interesting. I was reading about it recently, and I found out that you're auditive if you hear tones of voices, and if you, sometimes people have like ringing in their ears, you know? And so those ringing in the ears mean you're probably getting very spiritual, and the ringing in the ears, you know, it means you're really, you can hear things, and you talk in ways like, I hear the music, I love this music, and that's the way you're talking, yeah? And also for me, being auditive was interesting because I'm very sensitive to noises. And when I read that, I go, wow, I didn't realize that I was really that auditive, but I am, because I'm very, very, very sensitive to noises, and I'm extremely sensitive. And I guess that's why I pick up the pets. So let me see what Kimberly's saying before the feed goes. I have a storm rolling in now, so if I lose contact, it's because of the weather conditions. Okay, we're going to send you good weather out there, okay? Thank you for spending the time with us. You're a blessing to our pack. Oh, that's so sweet, Kimberly. Thank you. I hope I don't lose the feed because I want to see more. Well, don't worry. You can always listen to the show. You know, it's recorded, and you can always listen on. I hope you get to stay on, you know, because I do have a surprise. But if not, listen in because you'll hear the surprise. So, like I said, auditive means hearing sounds, yeah? And I found out that a way to know whether one is not is the fact that, for example, if you're hearing sounds in your ears, and some people do, or also being sensitive to noises. I do not like noises, as I said. I'm also extremely, as I said, kinesthetic. See, I said all this before, but I'm reading my notes, so I'm repeating myself. I also feel in my body certain elements. So, like, I say there are different ways for you to pick up your messages from your pets. And so one way is auditive through hearing, and what they're saying, their tone of voice is an example. Through kinesthetic, which is through feeling, and I'll get more into that probably. I'm here again on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, and 4 p.m. Pacific Time. So I'll get more into this and reflections, how you reflect your pets and everything, and about kinesthetic. It'll come up within the times that I'm here, I promise you. So kinesthetic is through feeling their energy, like if they're happy or sad or healthy or sick. And do you feel anything going on in their body? And you can key into that. You can feel things in their body, like how they're feeling, like you can ask questions. Like usually for me what happens is, if I ask the question, how are you feeling? And I could and I'd sense if there was any pain, I would probably feel it in my body because I'm really, really sensitive to that. Another way of picking up messages is visual, like receiving pictures from them and visions from them. And so they want to show you something going on, something like they're doing or don't like to do or like to do. They'll show you visions, or they'll show you like a rug that they like to sleep on, or a place they like to sleep, or they'll show you like they like to swim. And you can ask them all these questions. Do you like to swim? Or why don't you like to swim? Or why do you like this particular spot? And they'll tell you. They'll give you the answers if you key in, but you got to get really silent and you got to really ask them. So I'm going to skip here because we've got about 4 minutes left or something. Maybe I'll get back to it, but I really wanted to talk about my husky that I had. Yeah? So I was getting into my husky last time, and if I didn't answer your question, I swear I'll be on the feed afterwards, and I'll write you all. And so I'll even send you messages. Feel free to add me. I'll tell you who to add, and you can add me, and, and come to the show next week. I'm here on Tuesday, yeah? So make sure you come to the show, because I'll be teaching a lot. So show up. Just come if you feel like it. If this helps you a little bit, and you feel like it's helping you, bring your friends, But I got something a surprise still to tell you. It's coming. So my husky that I had, with a beautiful, beautiful dog. I showed him the other day. One blue-eyed, one brown-eyed. I mean, I love huskies. They're my favorite dog. I'm sorry for other dogs. It's not that I don't love them, but they're just my favorite dog, okay? So, and so I had a husky, and he was really beautiful. And I lived in Israel at one time, and my ex-husband, when I left Europe, I said, oh, I want a husky. And one day I came home, and my ex-husband had like this board over the kitchen, and I look over and I go, oh my God, it's a husky. Because I told him when we left Europe, I said, I really, really want a husky. That was like, but in Israel, of course, it's a hot place. I mean, I feel sorry that they breed huskies there, but they do. And he had air conditioning, but still, when you go out in that heat. But they breed them there, unfortunately. But he bought me a husky. And husky was amazing because his pedigree was more beautiful than my degree, than my college degree. I mean, he was amazing because his father, I think it was running, and his mom won for beauty. So his pedigree was like I said, it was more beautiful than my degree. And I said, okay, come on. But he was really, really very special to me. And he knew it. I mean, he knew. He was so beautiful. He knew how special he was, yeah. What color? Oh, I'll if you come on Tuesday, because I don't have his picture in front of me. I showed him the other day. He's on my other video. But I'll get the picture next week, and I'll show you. So he did something. We had to leave Israel at one time. I decided to move back to Europe. And we didn't come to get him for a whole year. We left him with my father-in-law, and I named him Husky as well. And, very unusual name. But he ripped the couch on us, yeah? When we got back to Israel, he said, I'm going to show you guys for leaving me a whole year. I'm going to show you. And he ended up ripping the couch completely. It's like, how dare you leave me alone? I'm lonely. I mean, even though he loved my father-in-law, but he was mad. He was mad that we left him. And he showed us. He said, I'm going to show you, for doing that, But I remember taking him on the plane to Europe. It was really funny. When we finally picked him up, I felt bad, like leaving him from my, letting him go from my father-in-law. And because he really loved him too, yeah. And actually, he was gray and black, Brandy, and a little bit white. He's gorgeous. I mean, his coat was just beautiful, yeah. With cats, I have just any normal cats, yeah. But with dogs, I just love huskies. So when we were taking them on the plane, I remember I was like, "Did you guys get the hold ready for my dog?" And I'm on the plane, and I'm going, "Wait a minute." Stop the plane. Is my dog on the plane? I swear to God, my ex wasn't on the plane. But I was like, you got to stop the plane. You got to stop the plane. I don't know if my dog's on the plane. I made them literally stop the plane, and they did. I was more concerned about my husky being on the plane than my ex. That's how bad I was. I have to admit, sorry, but I was really bad about it. So I really wanted my husky to be on that flight, and they stopped the plane on me. So, okay, so we're at the end of the show, and I'm really glad you came. Oh, you had a red and white husky. They're beautiful too, Brandy. So here's my surprise. So I'm going to channel 2 people for about 15 minutes for free, but it's going to start next week. So here's what's going to happen. Here's what I'm planning on doing. I don't know how we're going to do it the best way, but I'll figure it out. So next Tuesday on the show, I'm going to pick 2 people after the show who bring the most people to the show. And you'll have to tell me who's coming. And if you brought a lot of people, they have to post underneath you that I come from so-and-so, and they have to keep saying your name. And I'll check it and see who brought the most people. I'll do my best, and I'll choose 2 of the highest people, and I'll channel your pets. So for about 15 minutes for free, okay? But I'd like to have it on the show. So you got to agree that I can talk about what I picked up on the show. So I don't know if I'll do it for the next show on Thursday, but the week after definitely. But next week on Tuesday is when I'll pick 2 people. So I will definitely write to all of you, and I'll read the message after the show. I'm so glad you were here. This is Barbara Kurtman, and thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk more about animal communication next week, and filters, and I didn't get into the filters and what that means, and reflections, and that'll come with more shows, and I'll tell you more about my dog and other pets, and and my channelings, and so I'm so glad you were here. Thanks for coming. It was great to have you, and thanks for interacting with me. You too. See you for now. See you on Tuesday. Make sure you're here on Tuesday, everybody, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, okay? Check your time zone. See you for now. This is Wolf Driver News. Bye.